My name is Rex Hoskins. I'm running for Wise County Sheriff. I have 46 years of law enforcement experience. Started my career in Dallas, worked in the jail there from 1976 to 1980 before I came up to Wise County and moved here. Went to work for the Wise County Sheriff's Office under Sheriff Brooke Ramsey. While I was at the Sheriff's Office, I started in the jail, became a patrol deputy, and then became an investigator. After that, from there, I went to Bridgeport Police Department for about 6 months before I went to the Decatur Police Department in 1982. I stayed in 1982, from 1982 to 2020 at Decatur Police Department. 37 years of it was I was the chief of police. I'm currently the constable of Precinct 1, Wise County.
I got 4 questions from 4 different groups here in Wise County. We're going to start with the Wise Republican Party. Here we go. The sheriff's field patrols are clearly understaffed. With the fact that most Wise County cities and the sheriff's department are paying comparable salaries to be competitive, why is the sheriff's department retention rate lacking? And do you feel there is an underlying issue going on in this department? How would you fix these issues?
Wise County Sheriff is understaffed currently. They have enough people allotted to them, but they are understaffed employee-wise in the hiring system. Different issues. The salary is comparable to local deals. I don't think the salary is the total reason why people are leaving the sheriff's office. I think some of it's morale, some of it's equipment, and or just don't get along with the administration. How I would fix it would be is start with I would relook at the employees of the sheriff's office. Start with first day and make sure our patrol was fully staffed, where we can patrol the streets and make it safe. We need to be able to investigate crimes and answer calls first.
Okay. Our next question comes from the Southwise Republican Club. 70% of fatal dog attacks are caused by pit bulls. Dog owners are free to keep these dogs without any accountability. They do not worry about their fences failing and or allowing their dogs to roam neighborhoods unleashed. Young children are at risk of being attacked or killed. What is your opinion about this issue, and how would you enforce the laws already in place? And how would you persuade the Austin legislation to protect citizens from irresponsible pit bull owners?
So pit bulls, I consider a dangerous animal, but some people think they're babies just like any other animal, and they can be. But we have to look at how they act, how they're treated, and everything else. As far as the enforcement part, we need to make sure that we enforce the laws where they have a leash, they're not running loose on the property. We need to strictly enforce it. The sheriff's job is responsible for now. Currently now, they're over the animal control, so that's their agreement where they have to do the enforcement too. You still, for legislative purposes, you just have to get with your legislators and everything else and see what animals. Sometimes I think pit bulls are not the only animal that you might have to look at restricting.
Okay. Our third question comes from the Patriot Society in Boyd, Texas. Are you willing to put on notice any federal agencies such as the FBI, ATF, DOJ, DHS, etc., that they may not enter your county without first notifying the sheriff and having express permission from the sheriff to go after any citizen resident of the county, whether there is a signed warrant by a judge or not? And how would you accomplish that?
Very hard question. So I don't think you can go on notice and tell them they can't do that if they're on a federal warrant and everything else. I think you have to have a working relationship with them where they will cooperate with you to notify you what's going on. If they're doing something on their own, let them know where you know what's going on, where you're not caught off by surprise or something like that. As far as telling them they can't come in this county, it would be a very hard thing to do. They're under federal deal. They can do it. But they only enforce federal laws. They don't enforce state laws. So Texas does not recognize them as peace officers.
Okay. Our fourth and final question, Chief. The Wise County Conservatives. To whom or what and by what means does the county sheriff stand accountable?
We are accounted to the citizens of Wise County. They elected us to do our job. So that's who we're accountable to. We have to make sure that we uphold our oath of what we did, what we're supposed to be doing, and for our citizens and everything else. We have to be accountable for that. We can't just go off on our own and do whatever we want. And if you do something illegal, then they go through the courts for the accountability on that part. But the citizens, we are accountable. We're not accountable to the commissioner, to county judge, compared to what we are to our constituents who elected us in that position.